and today we have a reading for you about somebody who is going through a sense of rejection. We have the Four of Wells or Four of Cups. Now, keep in mind, we can feel rejection whether it's a professional situation or maybe even a family situation. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection, but we have the Ace of Paws or the Ace of Pentacles joining. And obviously that image makes it seem like something has, I don't know, something kind of drastic has happened. So this is from the Poe Tarot, and they have quotes from Edgar Allan Poe. This one says, "And so, being young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy." And the Ace of Paws says, "For the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief." So there's something about, I'm going to tell you what really happened. It's kind of crazy. You might not believe me, or maybe you didn't expect this from someone I've been dealing with, but here's the story. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a good day so far. Hello, Funny. Hello, Ruben. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Hannah. How we doing? So if you are interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I'm going to start with the Masonic Tarot. So let's see what happens with that, shall we? It is cold today. I was just wearing a tank top like a week ago because it was nice outside, but it's cold. What about you guys? That's true. The truth is important, even if it is a little frustrating. So we have someone here who feels like they can speak. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So there's been some like limitation or restriction lifted. It's like somebody was under an NDA and now they're not, but I'm not necessarily getting that this is related to business, so don't get too invested in that. This is someone who feels like now they're able to disclose what happened when they tried to do something kind. Ace of Chalices, King of Swords in the reverse. Judgment in the reverse, and the Six of Cups. This feels to me like somebody is trying to talk to a family member or like a best friend about their relationship and say it doesn't seem like it's a good idea. I don't feel like that person is trustworthy, or I feel like you need to reassess. So, of course, this could be, like your workplace bestie. This could be someone you're related to. But there's this caring individual, and I feel like this is the person who's telling the story. Or it could be the person who's hearing it, right? But their advice to this King of Swords in the reverse was, it doesn't seem like you're happy, or it doesn't seem like that person is treating you right. Maybe it's, a good thing for you to leave that relationship. Maybe it's a good thing for you to reconsider. So we have the Six of Mallets, which would be like the Six of Pentacles, and the Star. Friend or family, whatever this connection is, it's, I think, guiding someone to break up, to focus on themselves, to remember that they deserve, like we have these two sixes right in a row, the Six of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. It's kind of like, I care about you too much, I've been close to you for too long, and I've seen a change in your personality, or it seems like you're not really happy. You gotta be with somebody who's willing to be like that equal give and take, right? Hello, Romano. Hello, Priyanka. How we doing? Hello, See the Gray. No, I didn't. But I'm just gonna let you know, you'll probably get bounced out of the live chat if you're gonna be judgmental or intolerant. Even if you do, I hope you have a good day. What happened? Oh, I see. You're talking about who they've been talking to? I'm not going to agree with that at this point, because this seems to be someone who has good intentions, right? Unless you're talking about someone who's trying to be in a relationship. Like the friend is trying to advise someone that they're dealing with. And the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. This is like, hey, I care about you too much to see you in a relationship where it feels like you just keep trying and not getting anywhere. We could be dealing with someone who is putting up with the relationship because there's some codependent or obsessive energy. Good morning, Aqua Beauty. Well, thank you for explaining, Romano. Apologies. Yes, I do think it's emotional manipulation. Ace of Gold in this tarot deck is the Ace of Wands. 5 of Chalices or 5 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this close friend who cares about the King of Swords in the reverse, the one who's made the bad judgment call to be with the Queen of Cups in the reverse. I feel like our friend here is potentially trying to at least make clear that there are other people who are single out there. It's like I'm inviting you over to a New Year's party and there's a couple of singles that you haven't met there before. I'm doing well. How are you, hon? Hello, Mavis. What's going on? Three of Swords in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse. I think this is a refusal to admit that somebody has broken their heart. So if you've ever had proof or like witnessed someone do something disrespectful towards your, best friend, but that person doesn't want to believe what you tell them, that's what this is. So we could have had something that was witnessed, like, I saw your person and a garden tool in the next city over. I'm trying to think of which restaurant I want to disparage. Do you believe it? They went to Cheesecake Factory. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is a refusal to believe what really happened that would constitute breaking up with someone, because this King of Swords in the reverse, they're blinded. They don't want to see the reality of the partner that they're with, this Queen of Cups in the reverse. Thank you, Priyanka. Okay, so if we decided you are Priyanka the first, I have to find a way to make sure I'm not disrespectful towards either of you on that. But let me write down your name, and I'll keep my eyes out for the questions. They went to Arby's. I love it, Bearcat. I hope you're having a good day. Where did everybody go? Arby's. Weren't they also the one that said, "Where's the beef?" I'm just saying, I think they were. We've got Ace of Lightning or Ace of Swords in the reverse with the Queen of Potions. Again, the Queen of Cups in the reverse, clarifying the Queen of Cups in the reverse. This person's mean. They lie. A lot. I think we've just got someone who really wants to make sure that their best friend or, sibling, whoever this is, isn't stuck in a connection with a person who doesn't seem to care if they hurt them. Or perhaps worse, who is unwilling to admit that that's what's going on. Three of Swords in the reverse again. Four of Swords and the World. See, the thing is, if you resonate with this friend who's trying to help, this is someone who feels alone and they don't want to feel more alone by walking away from this relationship. But I feel that you're standing up for them reminds them that they aren't actually alone. They can feel like they would be after the relationship ends, but you've reminded them that actually you're going to be there for them, or that you're looking out for them, right? Was it Wendy's? Oh. Sorry, guys. I fail. Was it 1984? I think I just remember, like, my mom and my aunt talking about it, like, making a joke. 6 of Pumpkins or 6 of Pentacles. Hello, Diesel. How we doing? Hello, Jesse. I don't think I've seen Priyanka's. Oh, there it is. Okay. They call you Pri? That would help. Can I trust the person who came to make amends? I've added that for you. Thank you, Pri. And I'm honored that you would allow me to use that, even though we haven't really met. So thank you. Hello, is it Lisa? I hope you're having a good day. Aries said we got the meat. Oh, these people. They know what they're doing. Yeah. Well, marketing, right? I don't know. Oh my gosh, please tell me the lore. It makes me think of where I used to live. There was this giant Arby's sign in like uptown Minneapolis. It was the saddest thing ever. They tore it down while I was living there. But it was so giant, just like the biggest cowboy hat right where Lake Street splits. Now it's some stupid apartment building. No offense if you live there. I made fun of it and called it a cruise ship because it's like oddly oval shaped. Hello, Ruhio. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, like roast beef? Okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So we've got... Here I was hoping there was some old dude named Arby who really liked roast beef. We've got the Lovers in the reverse. The Queen of Lightning or Queen of Swords and the 3 of Pumpkins or 3 of Pentacles. Lots of 3s. I really do feel like there's someone else here. And we've got someone who doesn't want to admit that maybe they're dealing with a person who's flirty, giving out their number, picking up new connections. I feel like this is someone who's saying that they're working late, but they're really twerking late. I don't know, you guys. This is somebody who is pretty comfortable lying and gaslighting. And I feel like this friend of yours is struggling to admit that's what's going on. We have the 4 of Candles. This could be someone who's married or someone who lives with this person. Maybe they're engaged. And it's like, if I break up with this person, that's so much work. That's so much that I have to change about my life. I don't know if it's worth all of that headache. So I feel like you're kind of not sure what to do, right? Like, I just don't want you to be unhappy in a relationship, but it feels like you're making excuses for this person who's not treating you right. Thank you, Stephanie. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? Y'all are funny. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune and another 3, the 3 of Potions, the 3 of Cups. So we got the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Cups from this tarot deck. Yeah. I feel like we have somebody who's saying you shouldn't be with that person anymore. Okay, I just gotta make sure though, this is a friend though, right? Like, do we have someone who's trying to break up a couple because they want to be with someone? I don't think so. I haven't really seen any evidence of this. This seems like, yeah, I'm just trying to like have your back because it seems like this person isn't really doing right to you. Intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding, missing you, craving, desiring, commitment, marriage, promises, fidelity, sorrow, loss, grief. I think this is a friend. I don't think there is this, I want you to break up so that I can be with you. I think this is, I know that there's something here that isn't great that's happening in your relationship. I know you don't really want to be honest about it. I know that you want to just think that this person, while they're away, is sitting there missing you, being a good partner, but I have to tell you what I actually saw or what I heard. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Scammy. What's up? Pride, arrogance, ego, stubborn. Your friend is stubborn. They don't want to see that this relationship is not how they view it. They don't want to know the truth. They feel like this is their soulmate. This is the person they're supposed to be with. That's just how it is. You know, maybe there's going to be some problems, but they want to focus on, I think this is someone who wants to get married or someone who wants to have that like happy connection, and they feel like they're so close to it, they'll put up with little things here and there. But I do think there's some element of, this is my person, I can't change. I don't want something different or someone different. All right, thank you. What else? Exhaustion. Cloudy judgment. Judgment was in the reverse. So this is someone who's buying into the illusion or wanting to believe that something is actually a good relationship because they've been in this relationship for so long, or they've been planning a wedding for so long, or they finally just moved all their stuff in. It's like, if I have to break up with this person, like, there's some heavy lifting I have to do. Maybe that's what's causing them to be a bit, what's the word, myopic? Let's get a few from, this is the Earth and Bones Oracle. Hello, Donatas. How's it going? I know, right? Yeah, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? Oh, wait. Y'all, I just realized this would be a day where I would do a members-only live stream. I am contemplating how to handle that because, to be honest, I was not feeling very well yesterday, and I think it's because I've been working too hard. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do. But I'm thinking about just, I don't know if I want to just push it to next week. I could, and it starts with the first week. And if y'all are in the stars or the towers, you tell me if you have a preference. Thank you, Guided. How are you doing? Thank you, Cloud. I appreciate it. Hello, Kumar. How are you doing? Hello, Duncan. Treat yourself. Hello, Betty. This is a collective reading or a general, although I am contemplating possibly doing an all signs for New Year's Eve later. And after the general reading, I do personal questions if you were interested, with priority to those who tip. But yeah, I like to do some freebies, especially if it's, you know, one of those like spiritual growth type questions. There are a couple of you in the collective who are just like, you ask the best questions. You know how to look for what you can do, right? So look, this person who needs to end a relationship is thinking about all of the work or the difficulty associated with that. And they're willfully ignoring what you have brought to them or what other people even have said. You are hoping that they're going to move on and find or reclaim their power. But their concern is, how am I going to adapt to that change? And do I really want to end this relationship? It's a difficult thing for them to decide to do. I don't know why they're so hung up on this person. Is it just like, they get so dreamy? You make a lot of money. I don't know. But they're stubborn about it for some reason. Roots, endowment, ancestry, memory, legacy, tradition. Sorcery, ambition, determination, willpower, creation, and focus. I feel like the sorcerer is you. I feel like you're determined. You're like, look, I know it's your love life. I know that you are your own person and you have to make your own decisions. But like, can I just point out when you're being closed-minded? I don't know. Unbalanced in how you view things? I think we have somebody who's like, no, I'm not going to shut up because I think this is a problem and I think you're ignoring it. And the stubborn person are King of Swords in the reverse, who doesn't want to admit that they need to leave this relationship. I feel like they just refuse to accept that they were wrong about this person or this connection. I keep thinking I'm going to knock something off that shelf this morning. I like it, Rachel. Hello, John. How are you doing? Hello, August. What's up? What else do we have? We have the ship. Another 3, by the way. So 333 could be important for you, or you might start seeing that. I forgot to call out this 3 that we got. Trinity, which also refers to 3. Just in case you were wondering. And 30. So in numerology, that would be a 3, right? Yeah. I want to help my friend move on from this relationship because I want them to be able to enjoy peace and tranquility. I don't want them to be left in a state of confusion or constantly questioning whether or not somebody is, doing right by them. So this friend, probably you, could be you, doesn't have to be. It's like, I know it's difficult, but what if you could like sleep on my couch for a little while? What if, like, I bought you a hotel room for the night and then you can get it sorted? This is someone who's saying it's a lot of work to get through this change that needs to happen, but once you do, then there's good news, or there's a way to rebuild. Better things can happen. We have the Star and the Tree of Life. Okay. Whoever you are a good friend. I feel like you're making it real easy for this person to finally make this decision. And you might actually get somewhere with them. They might actually agree. All right, this is the Graffiti Tarot. Hello, Zats. How are you doing? Well, the New Year's right around the corner. Let me do energy. Hello, Susan. How are you doing? Nine of Cups in the reverse. King of Wands. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So then after you try to convince this person to end this relationship because you care about your friend and you can tell that this is not, it's like a toxic relationship, right? Then the Queen of Cups in the reverse person, the one who is gaslighting and emotionally manipulative, goes ahead and does something selfish to really kind of like underscore what it was that you were arguing to this person about how they treat the King of Swords. And I feel like this is where things finally start to change. So you may not take credit initially because you're like, oh, well, they just messed up like right in front of somebody. So that, I guess that's good, right? But it's because of your conversations with this person and then that mess up that the Queen of Cups in the reverse, whatever they do, right? Say something especially mean. Maybe they get caught texting someone they shouldn't be texting. But now we've got someone who's saying, you know what? I think my buddy's right. I think my friend's right. I think my sister's right. Whoever it is, right? Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Temperance. King of Swords in the reverse. So now we have someone who realizes, I feel like, that their partner who had told them that they were working, they're actually somewhere else. And this King of Swords in the reverse is still, you know, like, oh, everything's fine, everything's great. And maybe it's them who actually witnesses something, right? Like, oh, why are you here with that person? They see something that confirms the conversations you've been having with them and kind of cuts that stubbornness or that pride that they have regarding the relationship. That's a interesting question because there's so many different ways to answer it. I think mostly I should say probably like the art on the cards, but desire to help friends like we were reading for each other, you know? Hello, Fax. How are you doing? That's not what I'm doing right now, but if any of y'all in the live chat want to answer your question or his, go for it. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Hold on, let me start. Five of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords in the reverse, Tower in the reverse. The stubborn person finally changes their mind, finally sees things the way they really are. The person that they wanted to believe was faultless or not causing any problems whatsoever, now they're like, oh, they lied to me. So I guess you're right. I have proven that they are not telling me the truth or that they're, you know, seeing someone else. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So now we have somebody who's thinking, okay, I don't think I can be with this individual long term. I was so focused on it. I didn't want to believe anyone, but now I've seen it for myself. Now I know I can't trust that partner. So we have this kind of grim truth. They're just not don't know if I want to say they're not ready for it because they've had plenty of warnings, but it's a little bit of a gut punch, right? Okay, this is one of my favorite cards. It's the Star. It makes me feel like it's a child's like rendition of, I don't know, happiness. Yes, this is a breakup. This is somebody who is frustrated because the story they didn't want to believe in the beginning about how someone was not being a good partner to them has now been proven like in front of their face. They cannot deny it anymore. But with the Star, they also know I've got a really good friend who wants to be there for me and wants to help me move on. So, or wants me to sleep on their couch, or offered to get me a hotel room tonight just to help me out. So maybe it's not so bad. Good for you. Hello, Ezekiel. How are you doing? Hello, Jessica. How's your day? Strength. You have shown this person that they have the ability to walk away from this relationship. And I do feel like for a long time they felt like it was just an insurmountable, like, it's easier to look the other way or not believe these things because I don't want to deal with what that would actually mean for my life. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? So 3 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So we have someone who has this friend or this confidant who says, I got you. We'll figure it out. I know that when you leave a long-term relationship like that, it can feel like it's just a lot of loss, right? Now we have to divvy up the furniture, or, you know, who gets the dog. There's these questions that this King of Swords in the reverse is not very happy to have to deal with, but they also have this knowledge that they have, you know, a good friend or, you know, sibling, whoever this is, that's going to have their back and help them get through that time. Hello, angels. How are you doing? I did before, Donatez, but I don't anymore because I do think that at a certain point, when you read for yourself, you're just seeing what you want to see, or you're likely to miss the more like nuanced message. If you're reading for someone else, especially if it's not someone that you feel like you have to give a certain answer to, I think you get a much better read. Yeah, no, there are other ways that I get my messages. Hello, John. Good morning, April. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Koopa. How are we doing? So, yes, there's going to be disruption. Yes, there's going to be some, you know, how do I do this? Should I pick that? Should I go there? Feeling a little bit like, you know, I've lost my direction and I don't know what's going to be the best answer for me. But I think this King of Swords in the reverse realizes that it's going to be okay because they have someone who's going to, you know, hug them when they're having a rough day or provide some advice. By the way, I've got to start those personal questions here in like the next minute. So I'm just pulling a few more cards from the Morgan Greer and then we'll start with those. Yeah, I guess I kind of answered that, Christina, but I do answer questions with priority to those who super chat, or you can donate memberships. And then I do some free. Although, I'm trying to think of what my schedule is. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles, ooh, sorry, Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Page of Wands. See, I think you just have this like really generous energy about you. I'm assuming that you are the friend. You could be one of the other people as well, right? This is just saying like now this person's comforted because even though they were trying to ignore the reality of it, because, you know, they were a bit fearful of what that would actually mean for their life, they feel like they have someone they can talk to, and they feel like they have someone who wants to make sure that they're okay. You're the type to actually check on someone, right? When they're having a rough day. So good for you. I believe you have earned some good karma. If you resonate with the King of Swords in the reverse more closely, I would also say good for you. Sometimes it takes us a while to see the truth about somebody's character, and you don't want to waste any time being mad at yourself. Forgive yourself. Move along. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Ray. How are you doing? Thank you, Stephanie. Is F avoiding me? Will he talk about the elephant? I have added that. Thank you, Stephanie. Let's get some cards here. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. Oh, hello, Zats. Thank you. Advice for the week. Awesome, I got that for you. Hello, Being. How are you? You could probably find a way to compliment someone without trying to insult an entire group of people. Because if you think about it, there are some people who literally are gay because of that. But yeah, let's just be a little cautious with that, okay? The underdog, meaning the King of Swords in the reverse, who's leaving the relationship and has a great friend that's looking out for them. I feel like they're doing great. Right? We had this Tree of Life card. All right, so we've got Pre up first. Can I trust the person who came to make amends? Can Pre trust the person who came to make amends? No. Four of Crystals or Four of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who wants to provoke. Page of Petals or Page of Pentacles, and Ace of Jars in the reverse. This is, I want to start a new chapter or come back around, make amends, but it's not with love. I don't actually feel sorry. We have the Empress. So they're going to show you loving energy. They want you to feel like everything's okay so that you get like comfortable, right? But they still have this fighting energy here with the Five of Wands. They want to cause problems. They're just suspending it for a little bit. They're like tiptoeing around like, I'm going to pretend everything's fine. And then I'm going to be mad. And then they're going to freak out. So no. I don't think this person deserves to have access to you. Hey, Lee, I hope you're having a good morning. Of course. Current situation. Yes, I would agree with that assessment. So be cautious, Pre. And let's see, we've got Stephanie. Is F avoiding me? Is F avoiding Stephanie? Yes. 5 of Pentacles. Or 5 of Petals. 6 of Petals or 6 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is coming through to me as someone who doesn't want to do right by your expectations or doesn't want to treat you the way they demand that you treat them. There's this decision to like let go or walk away, but also not tell you. I don't know that this person has a good grasp on the situation. I feel like they're seeing it wrong. I feel like they're trying to blame you for something that they shouldn't. Like either there's multiple people involved here and they're literally just blaming you, or they don't want to have accountability for their own actions that caused the problem. They'd rather just look at it as you started this problem. So yes, they're avoiding and they don't want you to update their perception of the situation. Will he talk about the elephant in the room? Not to you, I think to other people. Well, let's clarify. What about with Stephanie? Someday. But I feel like this is someone who is, you know, trying to figure out how they can convince others to see things their way or try to avoid having to change something. So instead they're like, well, then we'll just end or we'll just stop talking about it, right? Good morning, Grindhard. How you doing? It's true. Yes, go ahead and like and subscribe. That would be amazing. Hello, Erin. How are you doing? All right, let's see what we've got for Zats. I feel like I say it different. It's that A, you know? Is it a long A or is it not? What is the advice for the week ahead? For Zats, please. What is the advice for the week ahead? Strength. I just gotta say though, like how many people you know going out into battle with that kind of outfit? It's like Kim K's lawyer show. I feel like most people who are going to engage in violence try to protect this part of the body. You know what I mean? Okay, so what I'm saying is, oh, and another 8? You got the 8 of Wands right after Strength, which is also 8. So I feel like you have to keep your cool regarding a conversation about someone else's relationship or dating habits. Who is this King of Pentacles? So there's someone here who's made a choice impulsively, and I feel like you're going to hear about it. And the advice is keep it to as few words as possible. This is someone who wants to irritate you. This is someone who wants to see your reaction. So this person could actually be trying to decide between you and another person and making it seem like they're not, but they want to see your reaction. They want you to get angry or like possessive. Old man shaking stick. That's what I see with this, you know? So be chill. I don't know if you have like a nail file for the moment, because I feel like that usually makes people feel like you don't care. I'm picturing specifically a cat. Is that from like Sabrina or something? Why do I picture a cat filing a nail? I think it was Sabrina, right? The teenage witch? Okay. And we have the magician. Don't let this person have control over you. They feel like they can play you. They feel like they can get a reaction out of you. They feel like they know exactly how to play puppet master. But when you don't respond to this, when you don't react, look at this dude's face. They're like, oh, why didn't you care? I did all of that just to make you mad and you're not mad. Let them pout. Yeah, exactly. No games. So this feels to me like don't let somebody aggravate you into chasing, because that is so the wrong move. Like, or they could just be like an adult about it and talk to you about their feelings. What about that? Thank you, Stephanie. Let me add that to the list real quick. I hope that goes well for you, Zats. Remember that you are awesome. You deserve to be treated with respect. I don't know if this person knows how to do that. Stephanie, we've got who's coming towards me romantically in the next 3 months. All right, I have added that, and we've got Lee up next. I've got the Egyptian Tarot for you, Lee. What does Lee need to know about the current situation? Hello, Caitlin. How are you doing? You shall not pass. Exactly. Lee, we've got the Four of Cups in the reverse, the Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Devil in the reverse. There's someone who's looking into a situation. Is this like an illegal realm? Yeah. With the Four of Swords too. I feel like this is someone who's reading the back and forth, the, notes from court visits. So is this someone who is like reassigned, for example? No, maybe this is someone who is determining whether or not somebody has handled things poorly. Eight of Cups in the reverse, but this is a review. We need to go back, look at what's going on, see, like, was there something missed here? Knight of Swords in the reverse and the Hierophant. I feel like there's going to be some shocking decision. Is this going to be something that Lee wants? And it happens rather quickly. Okay, so there's a decision being made, I feel, on your ex's side. So this could be, do I need a lawyer? This could be, do I need to, get some sort of... Oh, I feel like this is retaliatory because of the restraining order. And now we have someone looking back at the records in your case because of the things that are happening external, like between him and his ex, recent ex. I think he's being found out for a liar. Queen of Swords in the reverse. There's something that he said in one place that is contradicted by what is said in another. So it's like if there's state-managed places, whether it's, cops or like a state-funded hospital or something like that, it's like there's notes being compared. Okay, so I see what happened over here, I see what happened over here. This don't match, so I think we know that somebody lied, right? So he wanted to come through as the King of Swords in the upright, and he's now coming through as the Queen of Swords in the reverse. A liar. Pants on fire. This is probably gonna burn him. I'm not wishing ill or injury upon anyone, but he should have been honest in this situation, and I do feel like there's comparison happening, which is good. That needs to happen. Hey, Dana, how are you doing? Is Bon upset with me over something I said or did? I've added that. Well, I've got like 2 words left. And then we've got Stephanie up next. Let's go. This is the tarot of the cat people. Lee, I'm wishing you luck, by the way. I hope things get back on track. Hello, Bestie Tiana. What's up? Oh, I'm proud of you, Grindhard. It's important to put perspective on things like that, right? All right, so for Stephanie, we have who is coming towards me romantically in the next 3 months. Ooh. The Sun. Strength a Leo. And the 9 of Cups. Why strength in the reverse? So the issue here with a Leo that is going to come towards you within the next 3 months is this is somebody who is a little bit stressed out right now that cannot give a lot to a relationship. So I feel like there is desire between the two of you, but there may need to be some patience. If this person is, telling you that they need to kind of pace things a little bit more slowly, don't take it personal. I always want to break out into song when I say that. Because it's not about you. It's about what else is going on in this person's life. Is this something that could be like a long-term relationship? Not until they resolve an issue with someone from their past. This could be a child. This could be about co-parenting. This could be about childhood trauma. But this is something that I feel like you both have this, like, you have great chemistry and you have this attraction to each other, but there needs to be some addressing of this trauma or this issue from the past, or the relationship will not be able to last long term. We also might have a Virgo here. We have the Hermit, 4 of Swords, Temperance in the reverse, 8 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. So you have someone, likely a Virgo, who comes towards you that I feel you are able to, after a while, figure out, I don't think that we really match up the way that I was hoping we did. We have the 8 of Swords and Page of Pentacles. Maybe it's, you have completely different expectations as far as how to approach a monogamous relationship, or, you want kids, I don't. You want to live by the beach, I want to live in Alaska. There's something here where it's like, yeah, it's great, but like, I don't think we would actually like want the same life. I don't want your life. Varsity Blues, I think. That's an old one. Hey, just because the X was a Leo doesn't mean that will. You want me to check to see if it's the X? Is this Leo an X? No, it's a new Leo. Let's hope it's new and improved. And what about the Virgo? Is this a new person? No, the Virgo is an X. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be Virgo like sun sign. Could be that they're, because what do they say? The moon sign is how people perceive you. It's like your outward energy. But this is somebody who has spent a lot of time by themselves. They want to find an opportunity to get back into your space. I feel like you're pretty decisive about not entertaining this person. But they're going to try to romance you. So you got a new one and an old one. Thank you for the confirmation, Tiana. Am I? No. Oh, are you saying that to Rachel? I went to Alaska. So I used to have a grandmother that lived up there. Rest in peace, Granny. And she was in, why can't I remember? What's the name of the town? Was it Nome? It's like way up north, okay? Her husband, so like step-grandfather, taught me how to build an igloo, which was pretty cool. Yeah, Alaska's gorgeous. I did not get to go as many places as I would have liked, but what's the park there? Is it Denali? It's gorgeous. All right. Let's see what we've got for Stephanie. We've got, wait, no, I just did that one. We've got Dana up next. Is Bon upset with me over something I said or did? Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? Hey, Lemonade. How are you doing? I just crossed over to 23,000 subscribers, but I would take another 1,000 like overnight. That's cool. Yes, I think it's like they named it originally and then realized that Denali had been named for like centuries. Isn't that how it went? I don't know, something like that. Is Bon upset with Dana over something that was said or done? Yes. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Why the Ace of Pentacles? Judgment in the reverse. Page of Wands in the reverse. I feel like this is something that was said that was actually quite fair, but he doesn't like it. Because you got Justice and the Hierophant. So if he's mad, like, I don't really feel bad about, I don't know, like, I don't think he should be mad at you is what I'm trying to say. It's coming through as you were able to point out, this is how someone should act, and this is how you act, right? Like, or, you know, these are my boundaries, or, you know, I need to know the truth. This is, as far as I'm concerned, you asking for what is normal for respectful, emotional connections, right? Romeo and Juliet. I love that. Thank you, Tiana. So is this, like, is Bon gonna get over it? King of Swords in the reverse, Nine of Pentacles. Only if he listens to his intuition. He's trying to logic his way through this to justify his own actions. Justifying is something that can be really problematic, right? There are a lot of people who are like, I know this isn't something I should do, or I know this is going to cause a problem, but I can justify it because of X, Y, Z, right? I feel like that's what's going on here is he's stuck focused on these justifications for his behavior and not willing to understand that if you're saying he upset you or, you know, you're wanting to be treated a different way, then his justifications don't necessarily matter. If he wants to be close to you, he has to be able to negotiate or navigate those connections with you in a respectful way, right? I don't know. He needs to pay attention to his intuition. I hope he does. Thank you, Minnie. Do you have a question? Tiana's definitely an OG. Redbeard is an OG as well. Been trying to think about whether or not we should make him a moderator again. We got into a little tussle. But you've been on good behavior, Redbeard. You might also tell me that you don't want to. May I please ask? Yes, of course. Let me get a different tarot deck for you, Minnie. We're gonna go with the Weird Cat Tarot. Alright, so what will the next 3 months look like in relationships for Minnie, please? Queen of Cups, Five of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Wands, So I feel like there is a happy connection or a flirtation, something that has traction. You may feel like this is somebody that is quite different from the people that you dated in the past. But this like happy connection has a little bit of a road bump or an obstacle, which is this Queen of Wands in the reverse. Now, this could be insecurity with you or your person. This could be jealousy. This could be a third party who is trying to hit on you or your person. But this is saying, do not let this turn into a big deal. Have a conversation, be proactive about it, discuss boundaries. I feel like this is a trustworthy person, but you just need to have the conversation. If you have the conversation, then I feel like the truth comes out, everything's okay. You don't have this like crazy ending, but it has to be talked about. So communication is super important with this connection. Tell me more about this person, please. This is someone who currently is going through a lot of healing from a relationship with a person that was controlling or manipulative. I do feel like this person's very sweet. They have like a playful energy, but they've had to kind of like pause dating to get through the healing process after dating this person. And I feel like in the next 6 weeks, the kitchen timer goes off. And this person's like, okay, I'm ready for love now. And that's probably around the time they meet you. Does Minnie already know this person? No. You don't know them yet. Okay, this is strange. I feel like the day that you meet this person, you're going to see a really strange looking tree. I've never seen that on a card before. Either right after you meet this person and you're like kind of on cloud 9, like, oh, that person's really cool. Or right before, you see this strange, maybe it's a strange shape. Maybe it doesn't belong in that environment. Like you live up north, but there's a palm tree in the person's like lobby or like, I don't know, a restaurant or something. That's so weird. But yeah, just make sure you communicate about insecurities or jealousy. That direct communication is going to enable you to hold on to this connection as opposed to losing it and then kind of like being frustrated over that for a while. He says, don't trust me. LOL. Awesome. I hope that's helpful. Hello, UK. How are you doing? Probably Pop-Tarts. All right. I think that was all of our questions. I'm going to go eat some breakfast. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And I will see you in the next reading. Toodles.